My recording is now on, and here we are. So ayun, lessor tayo. Last meeting we discussed a problem and a lot of questions were answered in that meeting about direct financing lease ni lessor. Okay, direct financing. Pag nagsasagot ka po ng problem na direct financing or lessor problem in general, the very first thing that you have to ask yourself is, what accounting did the lessor is the lessor going to use? I mean, unang-una bago ka pa mag-umpisa, identify muna the lessor problem. Is it a direct financing lease or a sales type lease? Ito siya, hindi pa natin siya nadidiscuss, no? We will try later. Pero ito, meron ka ng working background about it. How do we find out if it's direct or sales type? A, B, and C. Direct financing lease is engaged by non-dealers. You should have a hint of what type of business the lessor has in terms of the construction of the problem. Dapat meron yan sinasabi na X company is a non-dealer or X company is engaged in selling these commodities. Kung non-dealer, the lessor will account for it as direct financing because all the lessor is really earning from that is interest. Pero kung kung dealer-seller si lessor, that lease will be accounted for as sales type lease. Sir, is that a strict interpretation na kapag non-dealer, diretso direct financing, pagkatapos pag dealer, diretso sales type lease? Opo, that is clear-cut and that is mentioned in our standard IFRS 16. So, kailangan mo po i-establish ano ang nature of business ni lessor. Hopefully, in all of the future problems you will encounter, this one is mentioned. Because sometimes you will have to infer based on the given data. And it's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Letter B. Proceed to step 2. Para saan to? Kasi I am detailing the steps for direct financing lease. Okay? I hope that is clear. Pang direct financing kasi ang steps na to. Kapag na-figure out mo that the problem is a direct financing, proceed to step 2. But if not, if the lease is sales type lease, I will provide another baby steps na procedure. Okay? Halimbawa, na-determine mo na direct financing to kasi non-dealer nakalagay sa problem. Second thing to do, compute gross investment. It is needed kasi baka itanong sa'yo, what is the balance of the lease receivable account? Account ha? Hindi yung carrying amount. Yung gross amount yung tinatanong. Ano ang components ni gross investment? Well, it will always be gross. Ay gross of two things, lease payments and residual value. Technically speaking, purchase option may be a component of this one as well, pero as I have emphasized last time, pag nasa direct financing ka, you are less inclined to sell that asset because in the first place, gusto mo lang naman talaga magparenta kasi you are not thinking of disposing of that asset. You are not a dealer, you are not a seller. Gusto mo lang parentahan siya. In fact, maybe you treasure the asset. Next, pagkatapos mo makompute si gross investment, punta ka kagad kay net investment. Ito silang dalawa, mag-BFF yan sila eh. Kailangan i-compute mo sila in subsequent or in that order. Gross investment, net investment. Dapat palagi yan sila magkadikit para hindi ka nalilito. Okay? But also, you must be aware that your net investment is simply the present value of your gross investment. So pwede nga itong dalawang to nasa isang computation mo lang. If you already have, or if you already figured out how to do it, real quick. Compute the net investment. Know that in direct financing, the net investment is primarily equal to cost of the asset plus initial direct cost at face value, yung initial direct cost. Okay? Face value po, baka i-present value mo ang initial direct cost ha? Take note, ang i-present value mo lang ang hindi pa bayad. Initial direct cost has already been paid, pero ang I'm sorry. Maybe I made an error here. Sorry for being too quick on this. Kanina ko lang inedit to, hindi ko ata na-erase yung na-excite ako masyado. Nalagyan ko ang cost of the asset ng present value. It should not be there. Both of them should be at face value. Nung nabasa ko yung present value, parang na-shock ako ng konti. But maybe, I was thinking of the second one. Okay? Pero sige, let me redo. Net investment, unang-una, hanapan mo, may cost of the asset ba? If there is cost of the asset, that is already your net investment. Look for initial direct cost kasi yung initial direct cost, i-add mo yan. This is priority 1. P1 to kung naghahanap ka ng net investment. Pero there will be instances where the cost of the asset is not given. And when that happens, punta ka sa letter B. This is alternative, okay? This is an alternative only. Pero if the cost of the asset is given, tapos itry mo ang alternative B, okay? Sabihin natin binigay na ang 1 million cost of the asset. Kung gusto mo talaga makasigurado na tama ang interest rate na ginamit mo, itry mo to. Because this one should always be equal to whatever result is up here. Kasi kung hindi yan sila mag-equal, mag-i-interpolation ka. Or dapat kang dumaan palagi just to be safe. Kung nagko-compute ka ng net investment, ito ang isasuggest ko sa inyo palagi. Compute both. I-compute mo silang dalawa para sigurado ka na ang problem ay hindi kailangan mag-interpolate. Because here is why. A present value test may be necessary in order to determine whether the effective rate is correct. But do take note, you will only do this in a problem that has initial direct cost. Pag may initial direct cost, dun mo lang gagawin to. If A and B above results to an equal amount, the original rate used is correct. Ano ibig sabihin yan, sir? Sabihin natin 10% yung rate. Tapos kinompute mo ang present value nitong dalawang to gamit ang 10%. Ang nakuha mong amount ay 1M. Pagkatapos tiningnan mo sa problem, ang cost of the asset plus initial direct cost ay 1M din. Okay? Then letter C, point 1 is correct. Okay? Na-prove mo na correct ang interest rate because naging equal ito silang dalawa. Yung cost of the asset and the present value of gross investment. Pero if your result is C.2, ito siya, A and B above is not equal. Hindi ko na-discuss sa inyo to kahapon and I will not discuss it to you today as well because it is not part of our, it should not be part of your retention test. Hindi po dapat kayo pinapag-interpolate sa exam nyo because this one takes a lot of time. And so, I will leave it to your future years. Pero kung sakasakali lang magkaroon ka ng problem na ganito, hindi equal itong dalawang to, interpolation is necessary. I assure you, in our problems, it is not needed. Hindi ka mag-interpolate. And I will perform some steps to emphasize to you na hindi talaga kailangan ng interpolation to. Interpolation is necessary in order to find the new effective rate. Kasi ang nagpapagulo talaga sa effective rate natin, guys, is this one. When the problem has initial direct cost. Because the effective rate was made for the cost of the asset. Kapag mag-add ka pa ng other costs, dun po nagkakaroon ng problema. Okay? Let me clean this up. I think up to this point, alam mo pa yung mga steps na to, no? 1, 2, 3, I think is pretty much self-explanatory. Up to 4, alam mo pa to because you know unearned interest income is simply the difference between gross and net investment. But maybe there is something that you might not immediately recognize, and that is this is a contra asset of lease receivables. Take note ha, hindi yan basta-basta andyan lang. Kapag nagpe-present ka po sa financial statement mo, this one is presented as a contra asset. After step 4, pwede mo na po ma-prepare yung journal entry for the lease agreement. That is this one. Debit lease receivables which is equal to your gross investment. credit leased asset equal to the net investment or the cost of the asset or present value of the gross investment. And then unearned interest income. Step 6, amortization table. Kung hindi mo pa kabisado ang leases. Pero kung medyo confident ka na sa present value mo, then you can go ahead and use the shortcut that I gave you, that your other teachers taught you as well. Kung paano mag-compute ng carrying amount, pwede mo na yun gawin. Because if you know how to use these figures, you can eventually compute kung magkano si interest income, kung magkano si amortization, and of course, kung magkano si carrying amount. Kung itanong man sa'yo, pwede mo na siya makuha using only the carrying amounts. But for beginners, kung hindi mo pa talaga kabisado, hindi ka pa confident, better prepare the amortization table. Pero take note, that's only for beginners. You will not be a beginner forever. I even suggest you avoid amortization tables because maybe masanay ka na gumagawa ka palagi ng amortization table. That one takes a lot of time to draft in an actual exam. Take note, magte-table ka pa ha, nasa actual exam ka. Wherein time is of the essence. So please progress. Dapat from beginner, maging advanced learner ka. Next, step 7 is when you recognize interest income with this entry. And of course, you will record lease payments as follows. This is the normal thing to do if your problem is annuity. Pero pag in advance nga ni, may ada kadayon hito entry, hininga lease payments. When you are computing, I think even before you arrive at step 2, meron ka na kagad entry dyan kung in advance. But I hope you can connect with what I'm trying to say. And number 8, the final step, please be aware that this is how your lease receivables are presented in your financial statement. Okay? Step 1, identify. Identify? Okay, this is actually my bad because I erased a statement there to make it shorter. Pero when I made this problem, I wrote at the very last part of it saying Remy is a non-dealer. Dapat present yan sa mga problem. Pero that is my bad kasi tinanggal ko siya kasi masyado ko nang mahaba yung problem. Actually, that is not a long problem. Magulo lang sa mata. So I hope meron ka ng mga means kung paano ma-compute ang mga facts in a problem. I mean, paano ma-pick out yung mga facts in a problem when it's presented in a manner like that. Magulo masyado, no? Pero sige, I will take the first 3 requirements because this one should not be any problem with you. It should not pose any challenge to you even. Step 2. Sa baby steps natin ha, step 2, gross investment. Step 1 na-identify na natin siya as, what do you call that? As, hindi ko na tuloy masabi. Pero sige po, gross investment tayo. First thing to look for in a gross investment is the lease payments. And you have 500,000 there. Ano pa yung isang component ng gross investment? Residual value. Also take note, 500,000, 4 years, 4 times. So when you go and compute the gross investment, that's 500,000. I mean 500,000 times 4. 4 years. Nalilito na kagad si sir. That's 2 million all in all. And then the residual value, looking at the problem, I'm sorry I did not give you a few moments to read, but I believe earlier, nung flinash ko yung problem na to, siguro nagbasa ka na ng konti, no? So, I'm just assuming things, pero sige. 350, residual value. Meron pa bang ibang relevant data about gross investment? Wala na. So let's go ahead and complete this one, 350. Many people are answering, and you have the correct answer. Generally, 2,350 po yung tamang sagot dito. Because, just because. Gross investment yan. Ha? Ayaw pagpalipat. Pagkatapos mo gross investment, nasa step 3 ka na. Net investment, which I showed you kung paano kunin. Una, hanapin mo cost of the asset plus initial direct cost. But if this is not given, sabihin na lang natin hindi to binigay, you go to the next alternative, which is present value of your gross investment. But what does Sir suggest? I suggest you compute both to make sure that you don't need to interpolate. Pero again, you will not encounter any such problem in here in our class. Pero sige, this is 500,000 annually for 4 years, right? And this is 350,000, which will be returned to us after 4 years. Yes. Pero ito na lang itatanong ko. Give me the present value factor. Sorry. Andito pala yon sa baba dapat. Sorry. Masyadong naging excited si Sir. Sige, unahin muna natin kung ano yung dapat unahin. Cost of the asset is 1,982,500. Andyan po. Actually, i-hide ko na to. Ay, wag na lang. Okay. Sorry if this might be messy. 1,982,500. That's the cost of the asset because Remy Pogi acquired it on January 1 for such amount. 1,982,500. And then the initial direct cost, meron ba tayo sa problem? Look at the problem. Meron ba dyan? Wala. So it's a 0. It means that's the only thing we have for net investment. Dapat po ito silang dalawa maging equal, ha? So let's compute. The face value of lease payments is 500,000. What is my present value factor here? Sabi ni Ivan, it's 3.1699. 3.1699. Everyone, do you agree?
Yes,
Question. Do we have in advance or annuity? Be careful.
In advance.
Up. Siguro dapat ko isingit sa ano yun, no? Sa baby steps. Determine whether the net investment, hindi kasi siya necessary step. And I did not include the concept of present value here because ayun na nga, I am also assuming that it is something that you have in your arsenal. It's in advance. I'm sorry I did not give you enough time to read, but I hope you can figure out why it's in advance right now. Let me. The first payment will be made immediately. I'm sorry I can't highlight. We're in Excel, but I am now hovering my cursor over this one. The first payment will be made immediately after the lease contract is perfected. What does that mean? January 1, nung nag-lease si Remy kay Jason Cute, diretso, bayad. Immediately. That makes our problem in advance. Last meeting, I discussed to you ordinary annuity. So para may hustisya, ginawa ko pong in advance ang problem today. And it will also expose us to some more intricacies that you might face in the future. So I hope you can cope with this one. Ano ang present value factor? That's 3.4869. Let's look at the present value factors above. Actually, I already have them pre-computed because, you know, high-tech si Sir, naka-formula ang Excel niya para hindi na mahirapan maggamit ng calcu. So I don't really think we will be using the calcu anytime soon. Ayan po, present value factor. But do take note, ha? Computation of the present value factor is a necessary skill for you. So if you can't figure out kung paano gawin yung present value, please do not hesitate to message me as I will walk you through that process. Kung may nakakalimutan ka lang naman, pwede po magpa-coach ka sa akin. I may be able to help. For this, hindi ko na itatanong para sa residual value, sir, bakit present value of 1 dito? Bakit PV AD1 dito? But PVAD 1? In advance, annuity, paano mo malalaman kung annuity ang gagamitin o PV of 1? Ito, annuity ang ginagamit para sa mga bagay na maraming beses binabayaran. Ito siya annually, di ba? So, annuity. How about the residual value? Do you pay that annually? No. Do you receive that annually is what I'm trying to say. No, you will only receive the asset back upon termination of the lease. Isang beses mo lang marireceive yung asset. Isang beses lang ibabalik sa iyo yung asset. Pero ilang beses ka babayaran ng lease payments? 4. Kaya dito annuity due pa nga kasi yung payment merong deposit. Merong initial kagad. Okay? As you can see, in the problem given, equal silang dalawa. Hindi yan sila pwede magka-impate. Kung may discrepancy dyan, the problem is poorly crafted. But anyway, anyhow, anywho, anywhen, let's proceed. The gross investment is 2,350,000, while the net investment is 1,982,500. That makes my unearned interest income 367,500. And this is where your job begins. These are the facts of the problem. Let's see if you can answer questions that are appropriate for your level of second year accountancy na kayo. So hindi na dapat itong mga questions ang tinatanong sa inyo. These are fundamentals na halos nagko-compile ka na lang ng given. Yes, the computation of net investment, it is also a requirement na kailangan master mo na. Okay? We will level up today. Bakit importante yan, sir? Because if you get this wrong, you get everything wrong. Pag merong isa dito na hindi mo na itama, it is highly likely that you will get your other requirements wrong. Also, in a moment, we will be applying all of that into an amortization table. But because Sir Kevin is a bit high-tech, edi pwede ko actually gawin to ngayon na. 500,000 in advance, right? And then 10% rate, 4 years yung term. And then the residual value is 350,000. 1,982,500. Ano to? This is a lengthy present value formula that I have. Don't mind it. Pwede mo makalcu yan. Sa Excel, medyo complicated because I am using the scientific formula. And I need to round off all decimal places to 4 para maging consistent po sa inyo kasi in the past few meetings, nagkakaiba tayo ng sagot because you see 4 digits here, but Excel actually uses the entire thing. Non-terminating decimal, gagamitin yan ni Excel lahat. Kaya po, ni-round off ko na siya into 4 decimal places. So, if you use 4 decimal places, your answer should be exactly this one. Okay? Peace. Sorry for last meeting. Sige. Questions. Ready your wits, ready your sharpness of the brain. For this, the first 5 people who will get the correct answer will be handsomely rewarded. Question. Hindi pa to yung tanong ha? Hindi pa din to yung tanong. Yung tanong yung nasa baba nito. Question. Type your answers in the chat. Let me read. Let me show you. Yan. Compute the balance of the lease receivable account on January 1, 2021. Compute the balance of the lease receivable account on January 1, 2021. Do you need the information earlier? Nakuha mo na yung tanong, no? Nakuha mo na yung tanong. Ito yung solution natin kanina. And that is the question being asked. Not the question, the requirement. I'm telling you right now, wala pang nagbibigay ng tamang sagot. So I might as well take a 2-minute break, kadali. I'm waiting for your answers. I hope you can figure it out. May isa na nakakuha ng tamang sagot. Compute the balance of the lease receivable account on January 1, 2021. That is the same day as our signing of the lease contract, ano? Wherein we are also paid the first installment. So natanggap na natin yung first installment. Take note ha, tayo ang lessor dito. So we received 500,000 already from the lease. Ilan na lang ang hinihintay natin? 3 installments na lang. Here. Actually, dapat ang ginawa mo po before you even start answering, pumunta ka muna sa step 5. Natapos na natin si step 4, di ba? Unearned interest income. Dapat ginawa mo muna si step 5. Ano yung step 5? To understand what I am asking, which is compute the balance of the lease receivable account, ilagay ko lang dito sa baba ha, kailangan makuha mo muna yung entry. Ano yung entry, sir? Debit, lease receivable, credit, machinery ba to? Equipment? I'm not sure. Building. Building. Credit din, unearned interest income. Ano ang amount ng lease receivable? That is equal to the gross amount of the gross investment. Tapos credit natin sa building is equal to the net investment. Credit natin sa UII is the balance of the UII. Yan yung entry mo. But also in addition to all of these, meron tayong ginawa on the first day, which is to collect the first installment in cash, wherein we credit lease receivable account. Okay? Lease receivable. What's the amount? The first installment is for 500,000. Of course. Sir, may interest na ba? Wala pa. Wala pa namang panahong lumilipas, di ba? So there is no interest yet. What are you talking about? Walang interest. This is on January 1, 2021. Sharp wits know how to answer the question. Kasi po ang tinatanong dito, the lease receivable account only. So if I were to go back to the baby steps, in the financial statement presentation on the very last, your lease receivable account is whatever is the balance here. Ito lang. It does not include this. Because if you include unearned interest income, that is already carrying amount of the lease receivable or lease receivable balance in the financial statement. Pero ang tinatanong lang, ano ang balance ni lease receivable T account? Ano meron tayo? 2,350 debit sa lease receivable T account. Tapos nag-credit tayo ng 500,000. Ano balanse ng account natin? Correct. 1,850. Kasi po, ano yung tanong ulit? Account. You are isolating the lease receivable account only. I am not lying. Read carefully. Guys, you know, attention to detail is a vital thing for accountants. Kasi isang digit lang ang mamiss mo, that might cost you your job. Very important po na attention to detail tayo. Okay? I hope you learned your lesson. I will take now the first 5 people who got the correct answer. And while I was discussing, actually, applause to all of you. You realized where your mistakes lie. But let me just give a shout out to the very first person who got the correct answer. Asan ka na? Hindi kita makita. The very first one to realize that this is the correct answer is you. Drum roll, di ko pa siya makita. Maria Jean. Very nice. She answered this one way earlier than the rest. Pero sige, I will begin. You will begin with the next question. Pero sige po, I will sabihin na lang natin ano ito yung presentation ng problem. Guys, pag nagsosolve ka, balik ha grade 1. Di ba ha grade 1 anong first step in computing a problem, in solving a problem? Di ba isusurat mo, Anay, what's given? Make it an attitude that when you solve a problem, you make scribbles on the side of your papers to organize and pick out the important details. This one is so much more pleasing to the eyes, right? Than the whole paragraph earlier, which is way convoluted than what you need. So yan. Ready? Wait, I have to put in the demarcation line. Here is the question. Okay, hello, sorry. That was important. I needed to take that. O yun. Answer this question now. On January 1, 2021, what is the initial lease receivable from the lease contract? Okay, gets na yung tanong? Let's proceed to the computations that we had earlier. Ito po ang tanong, tapos ito yung given, kumbaga. This is the gross investment, net investment, and unearned interest income. There's a reason why you need to compute the 3 first. Because they serve as your codigs pag nagsosolve ka na. Okay. A lot of you have already answered. Anong tinatanong? Initial lease receivables. Are we still on the same logic as earlier? In-isolate pa din ba natin yung lease receivable account dito sa tanong na to? No. It is no longer referring only to the lease receivable account, but rather it is only pertaining, it is now pertaining to the lease receivable as a whole. Yes, Rainier, you're raising your hand. Do you have something to say?
Wala po sir, napindot lang po ata.
Okay, sige. Initial lease receivable. Nung nag-enter ka into a lease, magkano ang lease receivable na na-compute mo? That is equal to this one. Pero, may pero ha? Ay, actually yun yung tinatanong eh, initial lease receivable. Hindi carrying amount yung tinatanong. Ang tinatanong, initial. Magkano yung unang-unang na-compute mo na balanse ng lease receivable? Because as I mentioned, in the baby steps na part, how is lease receivable presented? It is something that looks like this. Kunin mo si lease receivables, kunin mo si unearned interest income, and then you have carrying amount. Okay, ganito. Magkano si lease receivable in the beginning? It's this one. It's equal to your gross investment. Magkano naman si unearned interest income in the very beginning? It is of course that one, equal na to this. So ano sagot natin, guys? Actually, the correct answer was already staring you in the face. Initial lease receivable. Ano ang unang-unang na-compute mo na balance? This is initial recognition of the lease receivable. To say that this is the presentation is not accurate, let's just say it's lease receivable. Kasi initial lease receivable ang tinatanong. Kasi kung presentation, magma-minus ka na dapat ng 500,000 dyan kasi nabayaran ka na ng isang beses. Sino ang unang-unang nakakuha nito? It's Lady May, followed by Frances, followed by Rose Venice. Pero sige. I think hindi ko na record yung yung mga winners kanina. So I might need a few minutes. Pero question. May question ba kayo about what I am asking? Sir, what is the difference between this one and that one? I believe I answered that one in my discussion earlier. Pareho sirang January 1 yung tinatanong, no? Pero magkaiba yung sagot. Ano sagot natin dito? Kanina? That is 1,850. Do you know why it's 1,850? I hope you do. Kung hindi mo alam, please do tell me. What is the initial lease receivable balance? It is equal simply to our net investment. And once again, I say, I hope you know why. Based on my discussion earlier. Pero sige, while I record the winners of the first two questions that I gave, try your wits on this one. Ay, teka. Let me put a demarcation line to separate the answers of everyone. Enter. Okay. Sagutan nyo to for a challenge. Type your answers in chat now. Sige, I might take a moment to record the correct answers here. I mean, the winners of the correct answers. At from this point on, yung mga mananalo na will not be able to participate anymore in the following questions after this one. Matapos ang carrying amount na tanong. Maria Jean, you won the first question. With you are Mutya, sino pa? Ang layo ng mga tamang sagot. Si Jeya din nakakuha. There are a lot of people who answered the first one correctly, pero too late na sila kasi first 5 lang ang kukunin ko. Pang-apat si Ivan. At yung pang-5 ay si Cha Lago. And then the second question. The first one who was able to crack it is Lady May. Followed by Frances. Again, pag na-mention ko ang pangalan mo, please refrain from answering the fourth question. Third pa lang tayo ngayon. So yung question na yan na hindi ko pa binibigay ang final answer, pwede ka pa dyan. After Frances, this is followed by Rose Venice. Pangatlo si Rose. Erica Hamin follows. And finally, the last one is Ivan. Double jeopardy na si Ivan. Dalawa ang correct answer. Pero pwede pa makakuha ng pangatlong tamang sagot si Ivan. Let me inspect. Sige nga, let's see if you can answer Q&As. Because technically bangin ang imula permi isipon, usalaan answer hininga tutulo. No, there are 3 different questions and you must be able to decipher each of them in a test. Ang mas malala pa dyan ay magkakalapit lang yung mga sagot. Coincidentally. By mere coincidence lang O sige, sagot. Carrying amount of the lease receivable. Carrying amount of the lease receivable is how it will be presented in the financial statement. Presentation in the financial statement. Anong petsa yung tinatanong? January 1, 2021. So ito ngayon ang gagawin mo. Ano na yung mga naging entry natin sa January 1? Ito lahat ang entries natin. Wherein we had initially calculated this one. Ito yung initial calculation natin. But if we were to get the carrying amount, something else changed. Because in January 1, one more entry was entered into the mix. And that is a credit to lease receivable of 500,000. So if we are talking about carrying amount, we need to recognize that there has already been a first installment received. That makes our lease receivable account equal to this. Yung in-answer natin kanina. Sorry for the decimal places. That is because this is the present value factor column. My bad. Yan. Okay. Ito yung balance ng lease receivable natin na gross And then, question, may interest income na ba on January 1? Answer, tingnan mo ang entries. Walay. That means, the unearned interest income remains 367,500. That means, the answer, if we are talking about carrying amount on January 1, 2021, that is 148,200. Sorry, I did not update the question. The question right now is this one already. Carrying amount. 148,200. Congratulations to the people who got the correct answer. Very, very nice. Ang dami po. Ang daming nagpa-participate. That makes me happy. And I hope you will be happy as well for figuring out these answers. First person who got the third question correct is Miss Via. Gerundio. This is followed by Angelica Tejerero. O di ba? Guys, pag actual questions na ang binibigay, note that your questions might look like that in an actual exam. Pag actual questions na ang binibigay, kahit na alam mo ang computation, kung hindi mo alam kung paano sumagot ng tanong, maaaring magkamali ka pa rin. No matter how good you are at computations, if you are not sharp of what is being asked. Third is Ivan. Nasabi ko ba kung sino yung second? I think so. Sino ba yung second? Angelica Cobatcha. Ay, sorry, hindi si Angelica Cobatcha. Sorry. It's Angelica Tejerero. Sorry, Miss Cobatcha. Cobatcha second, and this is followed by Ivan. Ivan, ano ka na? Triple kill. So bawal ka na umanswer ng fourth question. And everyone else na nanalo ha? Bawal muna. Let's give chance to others. Mutya, you got this one as well. Fourth, si Mutya. And then, ang layo. Okay, Rinier, you got this one too. All right. I believe everyone is all warmed up, so I will no longer slow down in this. Next question. Answer using our chat box. Demarcation line now. December 31, 2021 financial statements, amount of lease receivable to be presented in the financial statements on December 31, 2021. Huwag magmadali. Think carefully of your answer, but not too long that you fall way behind. Take note, yung mga nanalo na kanina, let's give chance to those na hindi pa nakakakuha ng puntos because you might have the same thing answered earlier, only mas mahina yung internet nila. Give chance to others, ika nga. Ang gagaling talaga ng students ko. Ang daming sumasagot. Very encouraging to look at. Are we still on record? Oh yes, we are. Paisa-isa lang yung sagot. Yung iba sumasagot may slash. Dalawa yung sagot. Hindi ko i-count kung dala-dalawa yung sagot mo sa isang chat. Take note, you can chat unlimited amounts of answers. Pero don't be a troll, okay? Okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apat pa lang yung nakakakuha ng tamang sagot. Sayang naman yung pang-5. Okay. Ivan, excluded ka na dito ha. Sumasagot ka pa eh. Nanalo ka na kanina. Char lang daw. Pero sige. Okay. Sige po, I think I have enough people who answered correctly. This time, before I answer, let's go to the baby steps. Baby steps. Dapat kung sasagutan mo yung tanong, andito ka na sa number 8, presentation in the financial statements. Or if you are an advanced learner, makukuha mo din yan po kung alam mo gawin ang advanced learner step 6. Carrying amount using the lease liability formula. How do you do that? Sige ha, advanced learner. Ako, I am proud to group myself with the advanced learners. Oy, mga kako-advanced learners ko, ito tayo. Paano sagutan yung December 31? Meron ka ng balance January 1, ha, di ba? That's 1,4. My calcu now. My calcu. Wait, where are you, my calcu? Why are you hiding from me? There you are. Ito siya. 1,482,500. January 1, carrying amount. 10% tayo. Annual payment ay 500,000. Okay? We established that one now. Times 1.1 minus 500,000. What do you get? Your happiness. Balit ano. That is how you do it quickly in a more adept manner. Pero guys ha, kung hindi mo pa maintindihan kung bakit ganito ang nangyayari, kung hindi mo pa mag-gets yung concept ng present value, I suggest you go through this one. Wherein, the first thing you do, this is baby steps number 6 ha, plot the initial present value of lease receivables. That is the initial one, di ba? It's not the carrying amount on January 1, initial yan. Next, after plotting that one, collections. Ano yung mga collections natin? We are collecting 500,000 every year. Pero the first payment is on January 1, 2021. Ilang beses ka magko-collect ng 500,000? 4 na beses. Ano ba yan? Ba't pa ako naghihirap? Okay, 4 na beses. And on the very last year, isasauli sa iyo yung asset, which had a residual value of 350,000. This is the return of the asset. These are the payments to you. Okay, that's the first step. Payments, plot the payments. Next, I mean collections kasi lessor tayo dito. Sorry. Collections. Next is interest income. Worry about your interest income. And I would like to highlight that is simply a multiplication process of anay. Bago tayo mag-proceed sa interest income, in advance kasi tayo po. On the January 1, of course, walang interest income dito because this one is directly, yes, it's directly deducted before anything else happens. Dito na po tayo mag-uumpisa sa December 31, 2021, mag-accrue ng interest. That is 1,482,500 multiplied now by 10%. Let me lock this para hindi siya mag-move pababa. Okay, interest. If-formula ko lang ha, except for the last year, because this one is forced balance. You know why it's forced balance? Because this needs to be 0. Forget I said anything. Let me complete this one. Okay. Amor. Ma'am Amor. The beautiful ma'am amortization. Kailangan alam mo yan. Relax. If you are an advanced learner, relax. Pupunta tayo dyan. Saglit lang, kinukumpleto ko lang po ang amortization table natin. Sir, parang nag-magic ka ata. Yes, parang nag-magic lang. Pero that is an actual computation. I hope you know how to make this. If you are still struggling or trying your best to cope with the present value concept. But then again, only practice will help you. So I hope you do that. This is the amortization table. Tapos pag tinanong carrying amount, December 31, 2021, dito ka titingin. Okay? Pag tinanong sa'yo interest income, December 31, 2021, ito ang sagot mo. Pag tinanong amortization, ito ang sagot mo. Okay? Pero then again, advanced learners only need this one. Ito na na-compute ko kanina, di ba, in my calcu. Look at this. This is already the amount in my calculator. Do you want to go 2022? I will do this one last time in favor of everyone. Multiply ulit. 1,130,750 on my calcu times 1.1 minus 500,000. 7, 4, 3, 8, 2, 5 times 1.1 less 500,000. Familiar? Yan yung mga amount kanina. Pero nakukompute na natin siya gamit ang calcu because we are an advanced learner. Round up, 8 na yan. And then, note, on the last day of the last term of the lease, 0 palagi ang receivable mo kasi natanggap mo na lahat ng collections. And that is how you can use the shortcut. Pag tinanong sa'yo, interest income, December 31, 2021, multiply the beginning balance by 10%. That is the interest income. Pag tinanong sa'yo, amortization, multiply interest income minus annual payment. That is the amortization. I don't know if I discussed that quick kung nakuha mo kagad, pero ang tinanong ko po ay ito, interest, saka ito, amortization. And if you do the math, I think we are only off by a few pesos because of rounding off of the figures. Pero yung sagot natin kanina, it still holds true. Only a few pesos difference. Ay, hindi nga nagbago eh. Meaning accurate talaga yung ginawa kong calculation because of the rounding off. Well, anyway, that is it for our lessor direct financing lease. But then again, I'm not done asking questions. Sagot natin dito ay ito. And if we are looking at our present value factors, entry on December 31. This is 1,121, di ba? Tapos December 31. Baby steps kasi nasa step 7 may interest income. So 12, 31, 21. Kailangan mag-debit ako dito ng cash because I received the 500,000 on December 31, the second installment. Credit, lease, receivables. Ba't hindi ko na lang kinopya to? Okay, yan. Also, I will have to debit unearned interest income just because I have interest income. Look at my amortization table, magkano yon? That is equal to 148,250 on the date of December 31, 2021. So, magic formula, paste the values, copy this one, paste here, edit, bang, bang, bang. Okay, yan. Pag kinumpute mo lahat yan at kunin mo ang balance ni December 31, ilagay ko na lang dito ha. Ganito na ang presentation natin. Oh. Ano na ang balance ko ng lease receivable gross amount? Ito yung January 1. Pero sa December 31, magdideduct ako ulit ng 500, di ba? At the end of the year, 1,350 na lang ang gross lease receivables ko. January 1, ano ang balance ng unearned interest income ko? It's equal to 367,500, right? Pero on December 31, I earned a portion of it which is equal to 148,250. So ima-minus ko lang yan para makuha ko magkano na lang ang balanse ng unearned interest income. This is your presentation on the financial statements, by the way. But I forgot to add a negative sign there, so I'm sorry. And I screwed up one more time, so I'm sorry. Formula lang sa Excel. Walang problema. Okay? That should do the trick. 1,137.50. May tanong ba? Meron pa ba akong hindi nasasagot sa what questions may be thrown at you when you are solving these kinds of questions? Solving for these kinds of questions, I mean. I think there is little to ask at this point. But if there is, I hope it's only clarification. 1,130. Okay. I think I also have more. I still have more questions. Pero sige, let me put a demarcation here so that I can ask them right away. Yaan. Diretso dito, sagutan mo to. Answers in the chat now. We are Remy company here, ha? We are the lessor. Ay, Remy Pogi. Okay, Remy Pogi. The earlier question though, the people who answered 1,137,50, the first 5 people, unang-unang nakakuha ng tamang sagot, you were quick. Rachel Marie, congratulations. This is now followed by Chizon. O yung mga hindi lang nanalo ha nung first 3 questions ang eligible dito. And then third one to get the correct answer is Princess Nicole. And then fourth one is Jurian. And finally, Hygeia. You know, guys, today is a very important day for SPSPS because we are now being evaluated by CHED for our application to host partial face-to-face classes. So pray for us na makuha natin yung kailangan nating ma-achieve para alams na. Sana all pogi. Oo nga, Sir Remy pogi talaga yan siya. Tanong ko sa inyo na mga sumasagot, ba't nyo pinahihirapan ang sarili nyo? I think there are still a lot of you who have not learned a lesson. I mean, who have not grasped what I am doing here. I'm trolling all of you because I am now going to put the demarcation line. I believe that is long enough of a time for you to answer. The answer to that question is 0. The lessor does not recognize interest expense. We recognize interest income. Pero hindi ko na po itatanong sa inyo magkano yan because I already showed you the amount earlier. That is equal to 148,250. But this one, that's a 0. Anong klase ba yan, sir? Anong klaseng tanong ba yan, sir? Well, baka itanong sa inyo. Hindi ba? I just want you to be sharp and prepared for anything na maaaring itanong. So ayun po. Para sa mga sumagot ng 148,250, aminin, nagkaroon ng moment of panic, kaya tinype kagad, nung makita yung interest, hindi na binasa yung expense, or maaaring nabasa mo yung expense pero nasanay ka sa lessee side. So, well, okay. Sige. Nasanay ka sa lessee side? Eh di okay. Did I already put the demarcation line? I did, okay. Sige, sorry accepted. Bumawi ka ngayon. Dahil nasanay ka sa lessee side, eh di sige, i-compute mo to. Lessee, si Jason Cute. Compute. But first, here are the people who won the Zero Bunay. Jeya, Sinoy. The second person to answer 0 correctly is Dana Aliana. What a beautiful name. This is now followed by the third one, Maria Jean. Faustine. Ang haba ng pangalan mo. Okay, Maria Jean. Kagaya ng pangalan mo, ang haba na din ng listahan ng plus points mo, Maria Jean. Very nice. Pang-apat na nakakuha ng tamang sagot ay si Christine Rose. What a beautiful name. Christine Rose. Si Christine Rose, crush daw ni Blank. Hindi ko na lang papangalanan pero inamin niya sa akin through chat. Blank, ay kinikilig niyan si Blank. Basta nag-uumpisa sa letter ano. I don't. The fifth one is Via. Congratulations. Via Tricia. All right. Oh, Jason Cute, lease liability. Na-miss nyo to, no? The residual value is guaranteed. Annual lease payments is 500,000. It is in advance. Compute the lease liability recorded by Jason Cute on January 1. Okay, let us diagnose the question. Is the question asking the same thing as this one? Is it the reciprocal of this one? Balance of lease receivable ba ang tinatanong dito? Lease receivable on the lessor side, lease liable on the lessee side. I tell you, they may be the same. Given if the question is the same in format. Pero ang tinatanong, ano daw yung ni-record ni Jason Cute on January 1 na lease liability? Ano ang ni-record niya? That is similar and exactly opposite of this question. Not this one. It is similar and exactly opposite to initial lease receivable, but this time we are looking for initial lease liability. Ano yung ni-record niya nung mag-enter siya sa lease na to? I am throwing hints here and there. I hope you get them. There are a lot of people who get the correct answer, and that is yes. Precisely equal to that. Ano yun ulit? Lease liability is LOG. Lease payments, option, and guaranteed residual value. So ano yun? Kunin mo ang present value nito. Kunin mo ang present value nito. Ano to? PVAD. PVAD. Ito naman siya sa baba is PV1. Familiar? Yes. It is equal to this computation of your net investment. Pero this time, naka-log format ka. But yes, they are identical and exactly opposite. Kasi receivable on one side, payable on the other. Get me? Whew, that was tiring. But then again, I hope you learned something from that exchange of information. At yun na nga po, hindi pa tayo nakapag-umpisa ng sales type lease. Naubos na ang oras natin. It really goes to show that this problem has a lot of ins and outs na kailangan nating alam before we can continue. Sige, I will give the points now to the people who earned them. Di muna tayo magdi-dismiss guys ha. Maybe I will extend for 5 minutes. Kadali lang. I really need to put this out. Push this out para sa inyo. Kailangan ko ma-discuss to sa inyo today. But before I do, here are the people who got the correct answer for this, our final question for that problem. Lady May. Awanay, bangin diri pa yung pinaka-last na line, demarcation line nga akong gimbutang. Okay, yan na yung last. Si Lady May talaga yung unang nanalo. Nakakuha ng tamang sagot, I mean. Lease liability. Lady May. This is followed by Lee Dominic. And after Dominic, we have Ivan. And fourth one is Rachel. Tapos, last is Princess Nicole. Okay, nagbibidyoke na yung neighbor namin. Ewan ko kung naririnig nyo. Pero kasi mag-aalas 5 na. O sige, bago tayo mag-dismiss. Relax your bodies. Gusto ko lang ipahatid sa inyo ang information na to. Direct financing list na discuss ko na sa inyo. And you know na kapag nag-e-enter sa direct financing list, ito yung entry. Diba? Debit lease receivable for gross investment, credit asset list, credit unearned interest income. That is gross investment minus net investment, makukuha natin si unearned interest income. Diba? Review lang to, so hindi ko na siya masyadong tatagalan. Gross investment, gross rentals plus residual value. Net investment is cost of the leased asset plus initial direct cost. But if that's not given, ito yung hanapin mo. And that is what I suggest. Pero para sure ka talaga, i-compute mo dalawa. Kailangan equal yan silang dalawa, ha? Unearned interest income is simply the difference of the two previous items. Okay. Presentation in the FS is like that. But enough about direct financing, Enough about direct financing nga, sabi ko. Matatamaan ka na sa akin, PowerPoint. Punta na tayo sa next big thing. Depending on the nature of the business, maaaring maging accounting ni lessor ay direct financing or sales type lease. Ito ang gusto kong makita nyo. This is now sales type lease. Take note, kailangan po si lessor ay isang dealer or seller of same commodities. Kung ang inilease ay motor, si lessor ay dealer ng motor o seller ng motor. Kung ang nilease ay building, si lessor ay isang realtor or a person who engages in the buy and sell of properties. Sales type lease. Although in form, the transaction is a lease, in its essence, take note ha, in its essence, a sales type lease is accounted for just like in the same manner as a lease transaction, pero ang payment ay deferred. Parang nagbenta ka pero inutang yung binenta mo. Tapos yung bayad, installments. Okay? Apart from interest earned from the deferred payments, ito importante, the lessor will include a dealer's markup or gross profit as part of net investment. I would like to make this differentiation as early as now. Sa sales type lease at sa sa direct financing. Direct financing, net investment is equal to the cost of the asset, di ba? Net investment. Pag-add kita sa sales type, guys, sales type lease, ang net investment natin po ay equal siya. Equal siya sa fair value ng asset. Or it is equal to the cost plus a markup. Hindi na siya equal to cost. Hindi sila magkapareho. Because in sales type lease, negosyante ang meron tayo dito. Ang net investment niya, nilalagyan niya ng markup. Okay? It is being sold at its fair value or its selling price in the marketplace. Yun ang net investment natin. Pero more on that when we go to problem solving. This is usually done by a dealer lessor Yun na po, nasabi ko na maraming beses. When a lessor enters into a sales type lease, ito yung importante na kailangan alam nyo ha, na kapag merong lease na sales type, ganito po ang itsura ng journal entries natin. Sir, that is the same as direct financing. Siguro gutom ka lang, may difference po. Ang credit natin, instead of leased asset, it is sales. Kaya nga nasabing sales type lease kasi parang nag-account ka talaga ng isang sale transaction. Pero, if the seller is following perpetual inventory method, an additional entry will have to be made. Of course, just like how an ordinary sale happens. Diba? Do you remember basic accounting? That's like that. Do you remember intermediate accounting? One, when you talked about inventories, parang ganun din. Diba? Cost of sales. So ayan po, ito yung entries ni lessor when he enters into a lease contract sales type. Sir, parang nakakatakot naman. Si lessor pala dalawa ang type ng lease rules na kailangan namin tandaan. Unfortunately, my dear children, that is the case. Dalawa po ang types na kailangan alam nyo. But I will try my best to make this as recognizable for you as possible. Gross investment. Siguro naman alam mo pa yung gross investment in our previous discussion. It's still the same this time. Except, under sales type lease, dito na po nauuso yung purchase option. Kaya tatlo na. Rentals, residual value, and purchase option. GRP. Okay? Hindi ko po gagamitin ang O dito sa third one because it sounds something different. GRP ang gamitin mo. Net investment. Okay. Net investment. Sir, nasabi mo kanina, sir, magkaiba yung net investment ng direct financing sa sales type. Well, guys, are you not used to it right now? I lied. Look at that. Net investment in a sales type lease is equal to the present value of rentals, present value of GRV, and present value of options. Does that look familiar? Except for the last component. Except for the last component. This is the same net investment that you were computing present value for in direct financing. Di ba? Ano yan? Ang net investment is simply the present value of the gross investment. That will always be true whether you are direct financing or sales type. Pareho yan. Ang gross investment mo, pag i-present value mo, net investment yan dapat palagi. Okay? Remember that rule na kahit na ito na lang ang matandaan mo, makakakuha ka pa rin ng tamang sagot. Okay? Ito na lang tandaan mo kung meron ka pang, kung naguguluhan ka na. Okay? Net investment is the present value of gross investment. Ito din. I don't think you need to commit this to memory. It will be memorized naturally. Ang unearned interest income po, it is simply the difference between gross investment and net investment. Nothing more, nothing less. Up to that point, siguro naman masasabi mong familiar ka pa dyan. Right? Familiar pa, di ba? I hope so. Padayon. Unfortunately, in a sales type lease, you will credit sales. Also, you need to know how much is the cost of sales. Because the seller, the lessor, will recognize a gross profit from it. So here are the things to remember. Sales. Magsaya. Kasi ang sales po is equal to net investment. Unless the fair value of the leased asset is given, equal po ang sales sa net investment. Pero kung pasaway ang gumawa ng problem tapos ibigay yung fair value of the leased asset, you will have to compare which is lower between net investment and fair value. Yon ang magiging sales mo. Net investment, kung ano ang na-compute mo kanina, yun na yun. Okay? At kung hindi given ang fair value, the net investment is equal to sales. Because by way of presumption, guys by way of presumption, sales is always made at arm's length transaction. And your net investment is the fair value of future payments. So dapat actually mag-equal itong dalawang to sila. Okay? Mangilang-ilan lang yung mga problem na na-encounter ko in my how many years of studying leases na hindi nag-i-equal ang investment at fair value, net investment and fair value. Most of the time they are equal, and even in most problems, hindi na ibibigay si fair value. Kasi assumed na mag-equal yan silang dalawa. Okay? Sales. Cost of sales. Ito siya, si cost of sales mo. Hala, sir. That is familiar, sir. At least, yung first two components, sir, familiar. Di ba, sir, ito yung net investment natin nung nagano tayo? Direct financing. But hindi na siya net investment ngayon. I explained earlier. Why? We are sales type. The net investment already involves a markup. And even more, our cost of sales here has an additional rule in that it will exclude any unguaranteed residual value in its present value. Sales type lease. Theory-wise, that would be your summary. We will apply this summary tomorrow. Pero abangan po sa GC natin because in a few moments after I dismiss, I will be posting a challenge problem for you. Okay? Challenge problem. Be ready. Hint. This requirement that I will be asking of you, you have already done this. Hindi na siya iba sa inyo. Kasi there is a lot of similarities between direct financing and sales type. May ilan lang na rules na hindi magiging kapareho si sales type kay direct financing. Pero generally, nagja-jibe yan yung mga computations nila. So we have little to discuss in sales type. Ang ifo-focus na lang natin ay yung difference na lang. Okay? Tomorrow, sir, or Wednesday? Ay, okay. Okay, Ivan. Nasanay na kasi ako na palaging Wednesday tayo. I mean, Tuesday nagmi-meet tayo. I think for the past 2 weeks, hindi ako nagkla-class ng Monday, no? Palagi tayo Tuesday. Yeah, wala pala tayong schedule sa Tuesday. Guys, I hope you're aware na maaaring last week na natin to. If tugutan laghap ako magklase iyo, I can hold classes up to next week. Pero kung hindi na talaga, I will be pushing out video lectures to supplement the topics that we did not discuss. We are only on Unit 5. Meron pang dalawa. And they are very important units. So I hope we can still have synchronous classes. Pero in regards to our discussion today, that is it. Thank you for listening. I will now stop my recording. I will push out